Welcome to the MicroMolar podcast, your daily rundown on the biggest news in biotech.
Today is April 10th, 2026. Let's get right into the headlines.
The FDA budget push is turning into a broader fight over U.S. biotech competitiveness and development. Leadership is framing faster approvals as critical to staying ahead globally, especially against China.
Big Pharma is beginning to explore quantum computing as a potential breakthrough tool for drug discovery. Companies are preparing for a future where computational power reshapes how drugs are designed.
China's Oracell raised $110 million to advance CAR-T therapies ahead of a potential IPO. The funding highlights continued momentum in cell therapy and growing global competition.
The oral obesity drug race between Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk is intensifying as both companies push pill-based GLP-1 treatments. Oral options could significantly expand access and reshape one of pharma's largest markets.
GSK has once again pulled its application for leucovorin, a drug previously explored for autism. The repeated withdrawal raises questions about regulatory hurdles and clinical viability in this area.
The FDA is reopening scrutiny of the abortion pill mifepristone following a court-directed safety review. The move brings renewed regulatory and political attention to one of the most debated drugs in the U.S.
AI's role in biotech is facing a new challenge: the need for standardized, high-quality data to unlock real impact. Industry leaders are increasingly saying that better data infrastructure, not just better models, will determine success.
Fierce Biotech's fundraising tracker shows continued capital flowing into biotech despite a selective funding environment. The data suggests investors are still active but concentrating capital into higher quality opportunities.
Leadership changes are continuing across biotech, including a notable executive move from TreeFrog to Orano Med. Talent shifts like this often signal where new innovation and investment momentum may be heading.
Advanced manufacturing is becoming a central bottleneck in biotech, especially for complex therapies like cell and gene therapy. Companies are increasingly turning to automation and collaboration to scale production effectively.
AI-powered tools are becoming more embedded in clinical development workflows to improve trial efficiency. The focus is on reducing timelines and improving patient enrollment and site selection.
The biotech job market is showing early signs of recovery heading into 2026. Increases in job postings and contract roles suggest hiring momentum may be returning.
Data is emerging as one of the most undervalued assets in AI-driven drug development. Companies that can structure and reuse data effectively may gain a major competitive edge.
Biotech companies are increasingly focusing on fewer, higher confidence programs as capital discipline tightens. This reflects a broader shift toward efficiency and higher probability of success in development strategies.
Drug development is becoming more complex and resource-intensive, putting pressure on companies to innovate faster. Challenges like data overload and rising costs are forcing new approaches to discovery and development.
China continues to strengthen its position in biotech manufacturing and development capacity. Investments and approvals are expanding its role as both a development and production hub.
Regulatory scrutiny is increasing across multiple areas, from drug safety to manufacturing oversight. Companies are facing higher expectations around data quality and compliance.
The shift toward platform-based biotech companies continues, with investors demanding clearer outputs and clinical validation. Technology alone is no longer enough without tangible pipeline progress.
Biotech funding remains selective, with capital concentrating in later stage and de-risked assets. Early-stage companies are still facing a tougher fundraising environment.
Partnerships between biotech and pharma continue to evolve toward more structured, milestone-based deals. This reflects a broader trend toward shared risk and capital efficiency.
Global competition in biotech is intensifying as both the U.S. and China invest heavily in innovation and infrastructure. Policy funding and talent are all becoming key battlegrounds.
The digital and computational approaches are becoming more integrated into core biotech workflows. From AI to quantum computing, technology is increasingly shaping how drugs are discovered and developed.
Clinical trial design is evolving as companies look for faster and more efficient ways to generate data. AI and analytics are playing a growing role in optimizing trials.
Biotech companies are under pressure to demonstrate real-world impact, not just scientific potential. Investors are prioritizing programs with clear paths to commercialization.
The overall biotech market is stabilizing, but recovery remains uneven across subsectors. Companies with strong data and differentiation are outperforming, while weaker players continue to struggle.
That's all the headlines for today. Thanks for tuning into the MicroMolar podcast.
Visit micromolar.com for more information. Have a great weekend.